So here we are again with another epic raid battle, or should I say Tera raid battle. In this video we will be featuring the mighty shiny black RAYQUAZA. Now this event won't be around for too long. It will end the 5th of January 2025, so you want to make sure you capture this guy as soon as possible. Given that RAYQUAZA is only a 5-star, it doesn't really take a lot of strategic preparations to defeat it. But I will show you the Pokemon that I used and its skill set and other alternatives just in case you don't have this one, or you don't want to use it, or you just prefer otherwise. The options are yours for the choosing. So RAYQUAZA is a Dragon Tera type, and if you're familiar with Pokemon, you would know that there are 3 types that are strong against Dragon. That would be its own type, which is Dragon, Ice type, and Fairy type. You definitely don't want to go with Dragon type because he is a Dragon type, therefore any of his moves will be super effective on you, wipe you out in seconds. So with Dragon type being eliminated, that leaves us with Ice and Fairy. And knowing this, because I'm a person, I don't really like to plan. I just go in and hope for the best. So I gathered up all my strongest Ice types and Fairy types. But the Pokemon I used to defeat him is none other than Sylveon. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys seen other players using this Pokemon, so it definitely is one of the best Pokemon to defeat RAYQUAZA. But since RAYQUAZA is only a 5-star, you could use pretty much any Ice or Fairy type Pokemon. You could also use Ninetales, the Alolan form, which is already Ice and Fairy type. If you choose the Ice Tera type for Ninetales, your moveset would be Ice Beam, Blizzard, Nasty Plot, and you could have Draining Kiss as well. If you decide to go the Fairy path with that Pokemon, your moveset would be Nasty Plot, Moonblast, Draining Kiss, and whatever moves you want. And make sure it's holding the Shell Bell. Like I said earlier, Sylveon was the Pokemon I used to defeat RAYQUAZA. And as you saw earlier, he was on level 50, but I leveled him up to 85. And I deliberately did this to prove that he doesn't have to be on level 100 or hyper trained, and his EV stats doesn't have to be maxed out. The moveset that I went into battle with was Moonblast, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, and Fake Tears. So Moonblast is a pretty powerful Fairy type that also has the chance of lowering your enemies or opponent's special attack, which could come in very handy. But if it knows the ability Pixelate, you could teach it a much more powerful normal type move such as Hyper Beam or Hyper Voice to inflict more damage. Next we have Calm Mind, just in case we need an extra special attack or special defense boost, because that will definitely come in handy. Drain Kisser, which is the Kisser. We're definitely going to need this move in order to keep Sylveon HP to its max, and it's also a perfect combination for the Shell Belt that I'm going to be giving him. Now, if you want to go more of the secure route instead of strictly HP, you could give it the Covert Cloak instead. And last but definitely not the least, Fake Tears. We're going to need this move to get his special defense as low as possible. And for the stats, as you could see, it's not really that good, especially for the special attack, which is only pretty good, and it has 229 points of EV. But I did give him a bit of a boost with the Modest Mint, as you can see with the red arrow there, so I would definitely recommend doing that. But all in all, it really doesn't require too much preparation. Now finally, without further ado, let's get into the battle. Okay, before this battle starts, remember that Sylveon isn't on level 100 and his stats isn't maxed out, and he's not hyper trained either. So RAYQUAZA will start off the battle with a Dragon Ascend, which will lower his defense and special defense, and we want to follow that up with 2 Fake Tears that will lower his defense 2 stages. And we want to make sure we do this before the shields come up, because once the shield is up, we won't be able to do this. And anytime throughout this battle your HP gets too low, don't ever hesitate to use Draining Kiss. That's what it's for, because you don't want your health to get too low and you end up dying, especially when you terrestrialize. And I'm not gonna lie, that extreme speed was pretty much a nuisance throughout this whole battle, because it took away more than any of the other attacks. Earthquake didn't take away that much for some reason, and of course Dragon Ascend didn't affect me. Once that shield goes up, you want to try to stack your special attack using Calm Mind. You want to try to go for 3 Calm Minds, but if your HP gets too low in the process, you could always use Draining Kiss to get it back up, and continue using it to get your special attack as high as possible. 4 times should do. And just a heads up in case it happens, Hurricane do have a 30% chance of confusing you, but hopefully it doesn't happen. I was actually able to use Calm Mind 3 times. Now my HP is this low. You know, the next move to use is Draining Kiss to get it back up. Now he decides to use Draco Meteor, which has no effect on me. And now he removes any negative effects from him, which bring his stats back to normal. And right here, this was a really close call. Like I said, if 85 isn't working for you, you could always bring your Sylveon up to level 100 and hyper train him. Now the next move I went for was Moonblast, which I actually should have go for another Draining Kiss to get my health all the way back up, but luckily everything worked out. Like I said, there are room for errors because this Rayquaza is not that difficult, so if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the battle. Of course, our next move will be Draining Kiss because our health is down. Now that I'm able to terrestrialize, this will give my fairy type move a massive boost, so I will definitely get my HP all the way back up once I use Draining Kiss. Now that my HP is all the way back up, we know that he can't kill us with one hit, so I want to use Calm Mind to get that extra special attack boost for the 4th time. He tried to hit me with a Hurricane on that turn, but I avoided it. But either way, I pretty much got everything in the bag. Now all I gotta do is use Moonblast from here on out. He will remove all of negative effects from his status on this turn, but that won't do a damn thing. And once again, he misses with the Hurricane. You've been doing really bad with the Hurricane, brother. Might as well stick with Extreme Speed. If you have a Pokemon that paralyzes him, that definitely helps a lot, mainly in cases where your health may be really low, because it gives you the opportunity to attack first. But either way, you'll pretty much have this battle in the bag once you use all the moves accordingly. Now we just gotta finish him off with 2 more Moonblasts, and he'll be down for the count. Or better yet, down for the capture. And for the finishing touch, hidden Moonblast. And there you have it, guys. One and done. Now you have a black shiny Rayquaza added to your collection.